So welcome back to another vlog. Welcome back to my channel. I'm coming back for, excuse me, round 2 of the book chats, the bookish videos. I'm gonna make this a thing because it's a massive part of my life, and then being able to video it, it just feels like 2 birds, 1 stone. I'm not sure why I didn't do it sooner. I was gonna record this intro on my camera, which I've got on charge, but I picked it up and it was out of battery. If you could see what Remy is doing currently behind the camera, it's not very PG, Remy. Anyway, if you can hear it in my voice, I'm not feeling 10 out of 10. I'd probably say I'm probably working at about 60% right now. And it's actually mine and Callum's anniversary today. So I'm about to go downstairs and make us some elite steak sandwiches. But I've just had a shower, put my PJs on. We've just been for a really lovely walk with Remy, so hopefully he is nice and chilled this evening. Hey, big boy. I just wanted to put this out there. If anyone has acne that is painful, super chapped lips, like when you blow your nose, this is the instance that I've used this in today. Also, sorry if you can hear Callum in the shower. You need to get this. So I purchased this when I was on Roaccutane. I'm not even sure how you say this. Is it Eucerin? Anyway, it's the Soothing Skin Balm. I feel like this whole tube cost me like £8 or £9. So it seems a lot, but you need the tiniest amount. And like, for example, my nose is really chapped at the minute, and I put my CeraVe moisturiser on, and it did start to sting, and it was a little bit just like generally moisturised my face, and it was stinging around my nose. Use some of this, and it is the least like offensive thing. Like, it's just the most gentle thing, and it keeps your skin really moist. I mean, it literally looks like I've got a shiny little Rudolph nose. It's an absolute godsend, and I will lather this on before bed on my nose. Anyway, I thought I would unbox this bad boy with you. I was let into a little secret about Waterstones, and basically on their app you can pre-order, and basically my friend Bella, it's all her fault, she pre-ordered, I think it was like 3 or 4 books across many months of the year, but they only ask for 1 delivery fee. So she pre-ordered like 4 books, paid for 1 delivery fee, and you only ever have to pay for that one, and then they withdraw the money as the book is released. So I've got a new release in here. I am actually currently reading, oh sorry, you're not having it, oh my god, I'm gonna have to blur that out, Remy. Can't have that. We really can't have this in there, Remy. And you're not having that either. Go on. This is my first delivery from this particular setup, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit addictive, the fact that the money doesn't come out of your bank account straight away. Yeah, this one is a beast. Remy, are you ready? It's beautiful. Yes. Just another book. I can't get it out. Oh my goodness me. This is a true family occasion. This is what the vlogs are now. There is no system. Look at the pink sprayed edges. They are definitely pink. They're definitely pink from the top, but from the side you can still see this. Oh, she is a beast. She's thick. Wow. Wow. Oh my goodness me. Oh my god, right, I'm trying not to look at too much because I'm on Powerful. I'm gonna now be following through and completing this series because you've probably heard me say before, I have started too many different worlds. I've got too many different worlds, fantasy worlds specifically. I don't mind it if it's like romantic worlds. For example, I've still got the very last Bridgerton book, which I think is just a book of epilogues to read. But that should be quite an easy, light read, and is a completely different world, whereas sometimes there's phrases and keywords that are used across fantasy books, and then there's just a bit of confusion. I do need to check in with you and feed you back on the Housemaid series and Credence, which I will do. Anyway, so I thought I'd just give you an update. Really liked Powerful, although initially I wasn't getting on with it because I felt it was too Hunger Games vibes. All I was getting was Hunger Games, and I just couldn't kind of wrap my head around it. Powerful is the novella that you do not need to read. It's 1.5, but it's only 250 pages, and I really love the character that this is about, which is the best friend of the main character. I really love her. So I really wanted to, especially after the first book, I really wanted to read this. So far with this book, not a lot has happened. I'm 50 pages in, so like I think it said I'm like 26% of the way through when I last updated my Fable. I think it's just going to be a nice little light read. I'm hoping it's just going to gently bring me back to this world. I'm not even going to put this one on the shelf because I am just going to read it straight away. Get off. Remy's really loving the rodent bookmark, aren't you, darling? I'm going to come back with some further updates and we're going to read these together. Hello. Was that really zoomed in? So as promised, I thought I would come to you with my book reviews. Just got myself a little chocolate chai and Remy's having a bit of quiet time in his crate. So here's hoping that he doesn't bark, because I feel like when the telly's not on or music's not on, he can just hear what's going on outside, and this boy has good hearing. And there's a few dogs that just go into the gardens locally and bark all day. Anyway, so starting off, I know I briefly touched on these books in my last bookish video, but I just thought I'd wrap up and give the whole picture. In the last book video, was on the last housemaid book. I was in a bit of a book slump, I was struggling. Obviously I finished that book now, so I've completed the 3 housemaid books. I haven't read the novella, and I'm not going to, just because I feel like I want to spend my time reading other things. First book, I think, on reflection, I feel like I've been quite harsh with how I've ranked these, so I might go back and change them on my Fable, because I feel like I'm trying to save that like 6-star label for my 5-star books, but then I think that's really hard. I would give this one, I think I gave this book a 4-star rating. I would probably say it's more of a 4.5, 4.5. The second book, I found a little bit slower to get into. I felt like they were trying to throw us off the scent of the storyline so much that I literally couldn't gather what was going on. And I feel like the story, the ending was brilliant. I had no idea, like obviously the book did well because I had no idea where it was going. I rated that originally 3.5 stars, but I think I would probably give it more of a 4-star rating realistically. And then the last book, I really enjoyed the actual story, learning where Millie was at in that point of her life, and it kind of like explaining all the characters, this, that and the other. So I enjoyed that part of the book, found it easier to get into. And I think because in the third book, Millie isn't aware of certain things. I don't know how to explain. Like, whereas Millie's normally like, oh, I've clocked onto something, what's going on here? There are certain things that kind of like are just kind of breezing past her. Anyway, so there's what I found in book 3 is that it was really easy to get into, but I clocked on to a few of the little bits that were foreshadowed, and I wasn't too far off predicting the ending. Didn't obviously predict it to a T, but I was on the right tracks with what was going on, so I didn't kind of have that wow factor. So I definitely say that that one is more of a, it's probably a 3.54 as well, but probably more a 3.5. I'm glad I finished that series. So yeah, that was the housemaid book series, all wrapped up nicely. And then after that, I wasn't really in the mood to read anything. I didn't want to read fantasy, romance, like I literally could not pick out a book that I wanted to read. Anyway, I had a book on my shelf that was lent to me from a friend, and one of my other friends had recently finished reading it, so it's all very fresh. They wanted me to read it, so I gave Credence by Penelope Douglas a hit, which is, it's quite a taboo book, and it is a dark romance. It's about a girl who's just lost her parents and she goes to live with a estranged family, and it's, yeah, it's a bit out there, which is why I thought, oh, okay, this is the perfect time to read it, because I'm really in the mood to DNF a book, and this would be the great book to DNF. But I did actually end up finishing the book. I think wanting to just know like the ending, wanting to know why it was so controversial was just intriguing to me at the time, and was the only thing really that was going to get me to read. I think with Credence, I would probably give it a 3.5, 4 stars. I'm kind of swaying towards 4 stars now, because the romance and the way it was written for like the first 70% of the book, really enjoyed. I actually really enjoyed the first like 25% of the book, and like learning about the girl, and it was all like just general life stuff, like really real life emotions, but I felt like the ending was a bit too good to be true, a little bit quick as well. Like the ending was wrapped up over like 2 or 3 chapters, and the chapters in this book were longer, but I feel like there was so much, it was just really quick. And I feel like, yeah, there was like 2 or 3 chapters and then there was a really short epilogue, and I just felt like it was all too good to be true. As much as like I'm not saying I wanted it to be an unhappy ending, but I feel like there could have been a little bit more depth, clarity and answers to some questions that I had. But yeah, that's where I'm at currently. So I finished the book very quickly. I have to say it's probably the most I've cried about a book since I read The Fault in Our Stars. I don't know what it is. The way it was written was just so beautiful and heart-wrenching. So I thought I'd vlog now. I'm just sat filling out my little book review section. I am going to give this book, I think I genuinely want to give it 4.5 stars. And not a lot might happen, but in terms of a novella, I just think it was so strong. It answered any questions I had and it filled my heart, and it was just literally the perfect balance. Enjoy it. We've dealt with the chaos of all the other shops, and now we're going into our favourite one. Yeah. A little interlude here, just back from Blue Water, and got a couple books, so I thought that I would just add this in as a little bonus clip. Can you guess what this is? There's a lot of books that I want to read, that I want to digest at the minute. Anyway, Callum got me a little voucher as part of our anniversary, because he just knows I love books. And I decided against buying the Sunrise on the Reaping because I really want to get the deluxe edition with the sprayed edges to match my other books when it comes out in for my physical copy. So when I want to read the Sunrise on the Reaping, I'm just going to buy it on Kindle because it's not yet or isn't on Kindle Unlimited. So I decided to get some other things. So I've got the Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings.
We have a baby boy.
And we have a little friend. Very excited to read this, and the inside, it is stunning. Oh, you showing them the books, Remy? And then I've already got one of the other books in this series, so I thought I'd pick up this because I'm very excited to read them. Should we add them to the shelf? Oh my god, why is he so delicious?
You have a cuddle. I'm doing the oil.
Should we put our books on the shelf? Oh, let's call the car, Remy. I feel like I'm wearing this jumper, and I might have wore it in my last update, but I can't remember. I have not done as much reading this week as I thought. I did a lot of reading of Reckless. I feel like I can't remember when I last checked in, if I'm honest. But I did a lot of reading when we were in Manchester, and then I have done some more, just not a lot more, because I feel like Remy has took up a lot of my time this week with us being with him for 4 days every hour of the day, to then going back to work. He's just needed more attention in the evening, which is absolutely fine, but it does mean that I've read less, and I do really miss him when I'm at work as well. So then when I come home, a lot of the time I just spend it with you, don't I, darling? We're about to go out, so I thought I'd just really quickly update you. I am now on page 237, so I have got, where's the bookmark? I've got this to do. When I did it on Goodreads, I think it said I'm like 58% of the way through, so we're over halfway, and I'm definitely at a point now where like I'm digesting it quite fast when I am reading. I just need to have the time to read, basically. I am really enjoying it. I feel like it might be setting up for the 3rd book, knowing that the 3rd book is the final book as well. And I would say that it's definitely progressive. I'm wanting to read it. There's a few bits that I feel like are quite skimmed over quickly, and they just like, it just happens, or like there's a bit of back and forth. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I thought I'd do a quick check-in for the book vlog. Basically, I'm still going, okay? I haven't read a great deal more since I checked in, but I've read some more still. I always get a good couple of chapters in on my lunch break, and that is enjoyable. I'm just not sure where it's going, and that's not a negative thing. Oh yeah, it's not a negative thing. I think that like the saga that was unraveling, I had an idea of where we were at. I kind of assumed what was happening, not in like a predictable sense, that it was just kind of happening as it was going. This is really vague, but if you know, you know. I just can't tell where the book is going. Like, again, not a negative thing, I'm excited to read it to find out. But I'm just like, again, can't really give too much away, but you know, are they going to get to their end destination? When they get to their end destination, what is going to be the outcome? How's the book going to end? Is it going to end on... The first book kind of ended on a cliffhanger, like not really a cliffhanger as such, left it at a really nice point. Like we knew where that story had ended. There was kind of some things that were up in the air. I was excited to read the next book. So yeah, I just have no idea where it's going, so I'm excited to update you more. Anyway, whilst we are here with the book update, I have been packing. I'm going on hen do, and you could argue that taking a book on a hen do is not hen do-ish behaviour, but I think that majority of people there will probably take a book, I think. Either way, I'm going to, at least for the plane, because it's actually a 4-hour flight. I feel like typically hen do's, stag do's will go somewhere else. It's a 2-hour flight. Today's Monday. I think I'm going to have Reckless finished by Friday. So I'm doing this on that premise. I want to have that book finished before I go away. And then I'm going to leave Fearless until I come back, purely because it's a big book. And I don't want to get a hardback book ruined by sun cream. You know, I've got a special edition, sprayed edges. It's just not, for me, a book that I'm going to take abroad. All of these books here are to be read. They're my TBR, and this is what I would call, I think I've said it before, this is my like immediate TBR. So these are the books that I want to prioritise. I am thinking this is actually our book club book this month, well, for the month of May, and we go on the 2nd, so I might actually take this as like a short little in-between book, gets book club book done, and then I can continue with my Fearless read. It has been a while since I updated the book vlog. I can't remember where I left it. I can't remember whether I checked in at the end of Reckless. Can you, Remy? Can you remember? Can you remember? I've just finished my next... Thank you, Remy. Sorry, we've got some morning wiggles. So I've just finished my next book after Reckless. So I went for... This was actually our book club book that me and my friends have. Colleen Hoover, November 9, and I read this because I went away on holiday and I just wanted to take a small, easy to read book. I've just finished this morning, and it was a really nice book. I'd recommend it as like it's a good holiday book. It's a nice quick read. It's a Colleen Hoover. She does deliver. I did rate it 3.5 stars purely because it wouldn't have been a 5-star. It's not a 5-star read for me. As much as I enjoyed it. And I would have given it 4 stars. However, when there's like a twist and then there's like a secondary twist, and the first twist, it kind of happened and I was like, really? Like, I could have probably predicted that. And then, but then the secondary twist and the kind of explanation and everything, I didn't kind of see coming until I was like at that point. So that was kind of nice that there was a bit more context, because if it was just the first twist, I probably would have given it a lower rating. Yeah, so that was my review of the book. I did really enjoy it still. Yeah, there was a lot of lovely writing. Should we go on a walk? Should we? Yeah? Okay, let's do that. Let's not attack me. Hello. So I'm just waiting to go in to my lash appointment, but I thought I'd round off this video here. I've been editing the video and then I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't wrap up this book. I didn't close off the vlog at all. So yeah, I thought I'd give you a quick update, wrap this up. Basically, Reckless, I didn't give a review. Really enjoyed it. And I have more appreciation for it now that I've read the 3rd book, because I was like, oh wow, it was such a happy time. And the ending literally had my jaw on the floor, so it was good. It felt like a lot of work to get that ending. Like, I kind of wish there was more kind of twists and things throughout, but it was definitely just one of those nice little books that was setting up for the last book, and I have, yeah, like I said, more appreciation for it now. Then I went on to read Fearless, so that was the last book in the Powerless series. I have mixed thoughts on Fearless. Like, I feel like it was probably quite controversial, like not many people would say it, but I don't know, like I found I really found the book to be, I really enjoyed the start of it because obviously it picked up where it left off, and that kind of part of the storyline was really interesting. I'm trying to do this spoiler free. But then I just felt like it was quite rushed. From about the first third was brilliant. The second third had like a lot of potential. Didn't really know where it was going with certain things. But I feel like in that second third, I literally said before I started reading the book, I went, oh, God forbid they do this. And they did that. So that kind of like set me up for the rest of the book. But then I just feel like it was quite rushed. I felt like there should have been more explanations. It was kind of like just because. And then just the twists that it took, or like the turns that it took, I was like, I really didn't, it's not that I didn't like it, but yeah, there's like a particular character and I just feel like he didn't have the justice that he deserved. But I understand why he ended up that way, but it just felt quite random and not really explained. So yeah, that was my kind of like take on the Fearless book. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Remember to subscribe down below, and I'll be back soon with another booky vlog.